U.S. Marshal Madeline Harris arrests Winston, an accountant turned informant, who has been hiding in a remote part of Alaska after betraying the Moretti crime family. She charters a small private plane to transport them to Anchorage, where they will catch a flight to New York for Winston's testimony. The plane is piloted by Daryl Booth, a Texan living in Alaska, who casually mentions that the radio is broken. Mid-flight, Winston, who is restrained in his seat, notices the pilot's license under the seat in front of him. The photo doesn't match the Daryl who is flying the plane. He frantically tries to warn Madeline, but she has a headset on and doesn't hear him. A mistake in Daryl's story about the pilot who flew Madeline to Alaska being female, not male, exposes him as an imposter and a hitman sent to kill Winston. Madeline and the hitman struggle, and he knocks her gun to the floor. Pulling a knife, he taunts her, but she quickly disarms him. The hitman retaliates with a brutal headbutt, knocking her out momentarily. He then breaks Winston's glasses before trying to shackle Madeline. But she fights back, using a taser to subdue him, shackling him to an overhead rack and taking control of the plane. Using her satellite phone, she contacts her superior, Caroline Van Sant, who stresses that Winston must survive to bring down the Morettis. Caroline reveals that Winston skimmed $1 million from the family and that the real Daryl Booth was brutally tortured to death. She promises to have another pilot call and guide Madeline to safety, but her reluctance to send immediate help raises suspicion. Seeking clarity, Madeline reaches out to Director Coleridge, only for Winston to recognize Coleridge's beach house address as a place he sent a payment on behalf of Moretti. This confirms Coleridge is on Moretti's payroll, putting Caroline in immediate danger. Meanwhile, the hitman, shackled to an overhead rack, taunts Winston, vowing to make him suffer and kill his mother, whose address he knows. He also dredges up Madeline's past failure, as years earlier she left a witness handcuffed in a hotel bathroom during a shower, only to flee when the building was firebombed, inadvertently leaving the witness to die. He provokes her into attacking him, and as she does, he discreetly snatches her sunglasses, using the arm to begin breaking his shackles. On the ground in Anchorage, pilot Hassan contacts Madeline and talks her through flying the plane. He keeps her calm by charmingly promising her a celebratory drink upon landing. As Madeline takes control of the plane and pulls up, the hitman's knife rolls back toward him, and he quickly hides it beneath his legs. Suddenly, the hitman breaks free and attacks. He stabs Winston twice and strangles Madeline with a seatbelt. As she nears unconsciousness, Winston wrenches the knife from his own chest and cuts her free. Seizing the moment, Madeline shoots the hitman with a flare gun, incapacitating him. Soon after, Coleridge calls with a chilling update. Caroline has died in a car accident. Enraged, Madeline vows to take him and the Morettis down. With Winston critically wounded, Hassan instructs her to burn through the remaining fuel to land as quickly as possible. As they descend, the hitman regains consciousness and launches one final attack. Madeline shoots him during their struggle, incapacitating him. As she fights to land the plane, it crashes and spins out on the runway. The rear door is blown off, and the hitman is sucked out, only to be run over and killed by a speeding fire truck. Upon landing, medics rush Winston into an ambulance. As Madeline catches her breath, Hassan greets her with a warm smile, only for her to notice a suspicious officer entering the ambulance. Instinct kicks in, and she follows, catching the officer attempting to asphyxiate Winston. Without hesitation, she shoots him dead. Picking up the officer's still active phone, she hears Coleridge asking if it's done. "No, Director Coleridge, it's not done, but you are," she tells him coldly. Madeline comforts Winston as the first responders look on.